The Innovation Box brought to you by Copa 360.
Hi, lovers of the Innovation Box podcast. Welcome to another episode brought to you by Copa 360. I am Grace Adiabo, your very host. All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Now watching the Innovation Podcast brought to you by
Genius Hub.
This you're seeing is not the regular. Here with me, we have two amazing and profiling guests who will be sharing with us some light about what we need to know. So here with me, we have
Simeon Nofa
and
Isimeme Whyte.
okay,
Nice to be
amazing.
here.
You're looking amazing. I must comment. Genius Hub, I can see that. And Mr. Simon, nice to have you in the studio with us.
Thank you.
All right, so let's cut to the chase. All right. I mean, counting down, we have like about 3 days away to the event, which is tagged Edo Cybersecurity Summit. And this is, from what I've seen, it's an event that aims to equip youth and professionals about the knowledge on digital safety. So from the word cybersecurity, I'm trying to relate cyber cafe, security guard, and it's not jelly, just like that teacher that comes to class and asks you a question, what is, say, bookkeeping, book and keeping, and then you try to merge them together. Just in case there are people who've heard of cybersecurity but really do not know what it means. So yes, let's start from that.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you for having me on this episode of this podcast. It's good to be here. And so I'll just go straight to the question you asked. So cybersecurity. So think of it this way. As the world is beginning to go into the digital space, in fact, what we have right now, what we call digital estates. What it simply means is that our stakes in life has actually moved from just being physical into the digital space. I'm sure most of us right now live literally, when I mean literally, our lives on the digital space, from shopping to transaction. I'm sure even as of now, some of us are doing transactions. We are buying things online. We are selling. We are chatting with our friends. We are having conversations. In fact, most conversations for me, I don't know about you, most conversations for me actually happens in the digital space rather than even in physical space. I'm more connected to people in the digital space rather than in the physical space. So all this now calls for a growing concern. Just the way you had properties those days when we used to have properties and we say, okay, we'll buy things and everything to ensure that those properties are safe. We now need to ensure that our digital assets, our digital estates, our digital presence are also very, very safe. So hence the word cybersecurity. It ensures the safety of the things we are doing online as regards your information, the assets that are around the cybersecurity, and also transactions. I'm sure there are issues I'm sure some of us in this room have experienced a situation where somebody will call you from somewhere and tell you, oh, there's somebody, they try to compromise your account and all that. So all of those things, you need to ensure proper safety and proper security for them. Organizations too. Organizations from financial houses to banks to hospitals, even government agencies need to ensure that their asset and safety, they ensure the security and safety of their digital assets. So hence there is need for proper cybersecurity. Now, cybersecurity is divided into two parts. We have the SecOps, which happens to do with integrating the technical software and tools to ensure that the safety of assets. Then you have the GRC, which is the governance, risk and compliance. So most times people think that when they hear cybersecurity, they start thinking of that hacker that wears a hoodie and covers himself and try to, those things we watch in movies.
All those
the tech bros, trying to ensure that they penetrate the system, and some people are trying to see how they can save that system. But cybersecurity is more than that. The governance, risk and compliance, which is actually our main focus, is focusing on understanding the several cybersecurity policies that ensures proper safety and also prevention of cybersecurity attacks. So you have different of this policy. You have the NIST policy, you have the cybersecurity framework, you have the RMF, which is the risk management framework. We have the ISO, which is International Standard Organizations. So there are several frameworks that ensure that organizations meet proper cybersecurity compliance. So that is what the GRC is focused on. So our goal here is to train people on, yes, SecOp, but a bit more on the GRC part, so that as young people coming into the profession, we don't have to start thinking that we need to go and start learning programming, we need to know how to write code in Python, we need to go and learn Java and all that. With the basic knowledge, which is interest, you can come into the GRO space and make a whole lot of money. Okay. Yes, so that's the focus of this Edo Cybersecurity Summit.
All right, audience, this is already a lot to pack. I was like, we really cannot say too much about this because there is the bottom part that you have to enjoy talking about the event. Okay, so let's move on to Mrs. Whyte. All right, so tell us a bit of your story. Forgive me, we've not like properly introduced you. So we'd love to hear about your story. I mean, Genius Org, and of course, I'm aware you're in partnership with the program. Yes,
Summit.
Exactly.
Yes.
So tell us about your story, and I mean, tell us about your story first.
So the story, my personal story or Genius story?
Genius Org story.
Okay, Genius Org first is a brand, an intentional brand. Major focus is on human capital development. We understand that there are a lot of skill gaps to solving the problem of unemployment and dignity in labor, low self-esteem. These are few areas that we identify as a major problem among young people. Of course, you are aware that Africa has young population. About 70% of Africans are young persons, and these young persons will also realize that there are a lot of skill gaps. And the future of work today is skill development. And Genius Org is very, very strategic here. First, they help you have clarity of purpose, you know which we are. They help you have informed decision. They help you make an informed decision. They help you to be able to know what you want. So you can't be jumping from one pillar. You are hearing there's an opportunity here, you're jumping around. So what Genius Org help you to do to help you have that clarity of purpose. Now, when that is done, you are able to identify your area of interest based on your capacity, based on your skills, and we begin to nurture and develop you. And when we finish developing you, we also match you up with relevant skills, dignified jobs that are available. And why are we doing this? We're doing this because I personally know that young people, especially Nigerians, we are very aspirational young people. We have the energy, we have the skills, we have the talent, but the gap there is that we do not have the right platform to mentor or to provide us leadership. So that's what Genius Org is doing. And for me personally, Genius Org is my own personal painkiller, a place that gave me clarity, a place that redefined my purpose in life. And while we are partnering and supporting the Edo State Cybersecurity Summit, it's very simple. They are creating a major youth impact for the youth across Nigeria, and we identify that this is a very big platform for young people to also learn and see the opportunity in cybersecurity space. How can we help them connect them to the right skills in cybersecurity? How can we also connect them to jobs? How can we, because again, for what Mr. Simeon explained earlier, cybersecurity has gone beyond you just to, it's about protection of data, it's about protecting your digital presence, it's about protecting your digital assets, it's about protection. So who are the persons who are always with digital gadgets? Who are the people? Young people. So if these young persons do not know who they are, if they are not equipped with the right information to protect themselves, when they get into that job space, they may not be able to add value. So in order to add value, to create more value, we decided to work with them, to synergize together, to partner together, to be able to create, I call it visible and evidence-based impact, such that even from the planning stage, there's baseline already, there's a form going out there for people to fill. So why are we sending out this form for people to fill? We want to be very sure of who is coming in. We want to be able to measure their skill gaps. Where are they currently? What do they even know about cybersecurity? What is their level of exposure? So that baseline already is more, is like a major way to actually measure impact after the event. So again, us partnering with Edo's Cybersecurity Summit is very intentional. It aligns 100% with our core values at Genius Hub. So I didn't answer your question, story behind Genius Hub. Story behind Genius Hub that was solving, was supporting SDG Goal 8 by creating dignified job. I was out of job unjustly, and shortly after then, I got pregnant. I had twins. We lost them, and it gave me more room to really see what unemployment really looks like. Challenges young people face with unemployment rejection, and for me, it was a moment of truth, a moment of reflection, and what helped me bounce back was my personal mission statement I wrote far back in 2004. While I was graduating from Lake Africa, we were told to write our personal mission statement. And me, writing that personal mission statement, in fact, every time I'm down and I look at the personal mission statement, take me back, it reminded me of my vision, my aspiration. So the story is a story of never give up. How do you turn pain into gain? So what I did was to turn my pain into gain. It exposed me to research. I became very good with research. It is because of doing research that Genius Hub came about. How do we really solve the problem of unemployment? How do we build self-esteem? How do people begin to see themselves like, if I'm a tailor, I can confidently say I am a tailor instead of looking for an adjective that society wants to hear, to say, okay, fashion designer, I'm a creative director, or not just say I am a tailor. So all of this were some of the problems I identified while we were doing this research. We also identified the issue of a lot of artisans, a lot of men and women that have skills. They couldn't meet up with their deliverables. Their online presence was zero. They didn't have business formalization. So these were some of the problems I identified. And of course, I know I couldn't just solve this problem over myself. So we developed a curriculum first to work on mind, which is why at Genius Hub, first foundational class is life skills, self-discovery, a process that helps you really, a process that helps you rediscover yourself, a process that helps you have an identity, a process that helps you have clarity of purpose, and most importantly, it helps you make an informed decision. So when we take them through that whole entire process, we make them develop a personal mission statement where they pour out all the aspirations in writing. We help them to think what will become of them in 70 years to come, what will people say about them. And when people start talking about them or write about them, what exactly will they be saying? What would they want to be remembered for? So in all of this, after helping them put this together, our work with my team is to help streamline. Of course, at this point, they're already energized. They want to do everything. They want to be everywhere. But what we are saying, you must develop a skill. You must have an identity. It is when you have become professional in this space before you move and you can now decide to expand. But for us at Genius, we believe skills to work, and we believe in dignity in labor, and we believe everyone deserves a good.
Wow, that's really inspiring. Hello, lovers of the Innovation Box. You can really say these values already screaming. What more can we say? All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Now watching the Innovation Podcast, brought to you by
Genius Hub.
Mr. Simon. All right. So, Edo Cybersecurity Summit 2025, what inspired it?
Okay, great. So the summit was actually inspired by a company I represent here in Nigeria. Although it's a global company based in the United States called Summit System. Started here in Nigeria, expanded to the United States. Interestingly, started here with training of corpers as far back as 1997. So,
wow,
so
amazing.
yeah, so
Wow.
yeah, so we started with training 79 corpers in digital skills, expanded to the US. They've done trainings for vast a lot of companies in different parts of the world, and now we decided to say, okay, let us organize. We started our own training in Nigeria for the first time last year.
Wow.
So far so good. We've been able to train well over 150 persons, both virtually and physical. And today we decided to organize a summit, and the first of its kind in Nigeria is happening in Edo State.
Cool.
So we decided to organize. So what inspired it was to see how we can bring in young professionals into the cybersecurity space as we are beginning to move into the era of emerging technology. And when I say emerging technology, we're looking at the big three: artificial intelligence, blockchain, and cybersecurity. So cybersecurity is one of the futuristic jobs that most of us need to start paying attention. As a matter of fact, between now and the next 2030, over 45 different professions, as statistics have said it, will be wiped out of the professional jobs.
Wow.
So we'll be looking. So the normal things that our current university is training us for, the next 10 to 15 years may not be in existence anymore.
Wow.
So we now begin to look at what are the new set of careers that are coming on board. Cybersecurity analyst, because there's going to be a lot of cybersecurity professionals demand in the world going forward. Individuals, businesses, large corporations. Now, let me tell you this. In the last, as a matter of fact, I wanted to quickly say something. I'm part of the Genius Up story because I started with Genius Up well over 5 to 6 years now. So
wow, amazing.
Congratulations. A whole lot
Congratulations.
of partnership and engagement myself at Genius Up. So I'm part of the Genius Up story.
Okay.
Though not the emotional part anyway. So I was telling her when we're coming here, I said the amount of cybersecurity thefts and threats that has happened in the financial sector in Nigeria alone between now and the last 6 months, these things are not being reported, is moving towards trillions of naira.
Wow.
A lot of banks have been hacked every time.
Wow.
And over 80% of these attacks are not even technical attacks. They are what they call social engineering attack. They send a mail to an employee and say, okay, for example, one HRO change the domain name that looks like the bank's own and said, okay, you've gotten upgrade, you have been promoted to this particular position. Click on the link to receive your appointment letter. You click on that link, a phishing software, malicious software downloaded on the computer, and still valuable data, of your particular information that gives you access to the entire corporation's information. So it happens in the banking system. It happened recently. Bybit, which is one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges in the world, was attacked with $3.8 million.
Jeez.
What happened was that 5 signatures were responsible for verifying the wallet transaction. 3 signatures were compromised using these social engineering tactics I just put to you about, and 3.8 million.
Just
as of today, just 10% of the money has been recovered. So it's a whole lot of, and these things that I said is not even to understand technical part.
wow.
It's social engineering.
Wow.
So people call you and give you sort of things. Your password is compromised. Your access to systems, large corporations is compromised. And what the attackers are looking for the weak link, the hole in the organization, so that once they penetrate, and that's it. So companies have been attacked. So careers are going in that direction to ensure that proper cyber security policies must be in place. And not just be in place, must also be implemented. So what we are doing with this training is to train what we call, permit me to use the word, cybersecurity police, that ensures that organizations are meeting to compliance day in, day out.
It's a strong advocacy.
Yes.
Yes.
So every organization should. It's an inclusion now, right?
Yes.
So that's the way you are making gender
inclusion.
financial
Yes.
inclusion. So this is how security how to be intentionally
Yes.
included in all what we do.
Oh yes.
So as brands, as you run your organization, what kind of policy do you have
Yeah,
in
the
place? And are your team aware of this policy? You know, onboarding process, people think it's just so, give appointment letter, take them round. But the data being protected.
Yes, exactly.
How are they even protected themselves? How do you identify phishing emails? How do you identify that your website is under attack?
Yes.
This basic, in fact, those little things are so important.
Yes.
And why I love what Edo Security Summit is doing is that they're also bringing in government, because sometimes you can never be bigger than security. And instead of just focusing on only on the infrastructure, what about the basic knowledge that you need to have as an employee? And as founders of organizations, you need to start looking at your security policies. People will say, but you have data protection policy. You have data protection policy. How does it protect your organization? How does it protect your data assets? So you need to begin to look at implementation of all of these policies. And the good thing is that before you even talk about implementation of these policies, there must be what we call detailed needs assessment must be done in that organization for them to begin to understand areas of weakness. Where are you weak? Because if you do not allow the entire needs assessment to be done, or a proper due diligence to know area where you need to be strengthened, sometimes you think you are fine, but you are not.
Exactly.
So very personally, our juniors were very excited to be part of this Edo State Cybersecurity Summit. I'm using this opportunity to talk to all our participants, beneficiaries, partners, to encourage all their youths to be available on the 22nd of this month. Just
Tuesday, next
Tuesday.
22nd, yes, Tuesday.
On the 20th, I will be there personally. I'm taking a panel session, and honestly, looking at the number of interested participants, it's an opportunity for you to network, opportunity for you to get industry advice, see how you can network with experts so that you can also be protected. Your data, your business, everything can be protected digitally.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing. First thing first, let me firstly say congratulations. This is a big one. I mean, I must say, I've been able to learn one or two things. In fact, not even one or two things. I've been able to learn like numbers of things just from this, just in the studio, just from this conversation. That it's really important that we now see cybersecurity as something we need to include in our institution, because it's really important. Like the details of maybe like your clients, your organization, and everything really needs to be properly kept, such that everyone is safe and all of that. It's a good one. Yes, you spoke about a platform, like having the right platform, something like this that would really like expose people as to what they need to know about, digital safety and all of that, so that at least the world can be a very better and safe place. So it's not like one money is going somewhere and we don't know where it is, and somebody is being maybe kidnapped or something because what's called is linked out and all of that. So I mean, what are the opportunities that people should look out for while coming? Because I know that many people, when they are coming for an event like this, they usually want to like have an expectation. So what should they be looking out for?
The scholarship. Yeah.
Okay, I love the sound of that.
We need to emphasize the scholarship, and there also will be internship opportunities.
Okay.
And when we say scholarship, people think it's just to come and acquire skills. It's a big deal. The value of the scholarship for you to come and learn cybersecurity, for example, is over the minimum is $5,000.
Wow.
So if you are coming in and you have the opportunity to have this scholarship, it's a big deal. Then the most interesting part is that after your training, you have opportunity to intern for a powerful brand where your knowledge you will be able to practicalize all what you have been taught, which is also another big deal. The third is that job opportunities. Yes. So right now, so many organizations, so many brands are looking for young professionals who are already trained, who can come in as little to come identify, in fact, to be part of this assessment in that organization, to be part of the due diligence team, to be able to identify the weakness in that organization. So that alone is job opportunity. AWS is also part of this.
Yeah, they're coming in to sponsor startups who are building in artificial intelligence, and some of these startups are going to go home with not less than $5,000 in worth of NWA
yeah.
credit, and
Wow.
also some other forms of partnership.
I shall not be a part of this.
So, yeah, so there's a whole lot. Just to add what Mrs. Whyte said, they're talking about the scholarships. One of the major challenges of people that are doing trainings, in this cybersecurity and artificial intelligence is that they are not, when they learn, there is not regular place for them to experiment or particularize what they learned in real world businesses. So what Summit System does, or what we are doing, is that we ensure that you are able to do internship with real organizations. We have partners we've done assessment for. We've done for the Benin City University. We've done for the Edo State government. We are looking at for other organizations that we have sure JOOPSA again is also coming on board. So we are looking at other organizations that will work with, so that when people do these trainings, they have places that they can intern and implement what they have learned.
Wow, interesting. I really love your partnership. I mean, the vision is tied together.
It's tied
very
together.
important.
It's
Because
so
again,
aligned.
if you don't align, our vision don't align, we won't move here this morning. And for us at Junior Soft, impact is key.
Yeah.
Is a part of our core value. So we're not just doing this to count numbers. At Junior Soft, we've trained over 35,000 young persons.
Wow.
50% are employed,
Applaudable.
dignified jobs. So we are not just coming to partner with them because we just want to count numbers. For us, evidence is key. And that is why I'm very excited that our partnership is not just for us to just count numbers. We
For the statistics.
deliberately we form a loan that everyone is feeling, like I said, is our baseline. Because at the end, we'll be able to measure what work, where were they, and where are they currently. And technology doesn't lie, so you can always check the back end to see the impact. So impact sharing, impact story will be seen at the end of this event. And it's not just one day event, that's another area.
Yeah.
So it's not just an
It should
event
continue.
that after that 22nd of July, everything ends.
Just
No.
ends.
So there will be a lot of following up.
Yeah, continue.
There are a lot of activities that will happen. There are a lot of programs that will come up as a result of this event. So the community will be developed. So it's really, really much. So I'm using this video to tell anyone who is thinking, okay, why should I be thinking of cybersecurity? Oh, I don't know how to code. Oh, you don't need to know how to code.
Exactly.
What we're saying is just have the basic interest, just be interested. Begin to look at how you can protect your digital asset. Some of you will be wondering, oh, what digital asset do you have? Your money is digital asset.
Yeah.
Yes. Your data is
Your
digital
personal
asset.
information, PR.
Your personal information is your, in fact, you can't even run away from this.
Your health
right?
record is digital asset.
So it's so important. Make yourself available and come early. When you come in, then you go to network. Yes. There's room for network, and I tell everyone, the more you network, the more doors open for you.
True.
So don't play with that.
Now watching the Innovation Podcast, brought to you by
Genius Hub.
All right, Mr. Simon, I would love to ask you this final question. From your perspective, what role do youth play in building a secure and thriving digital economy in Nigeria?
Okay, first and foremost, you can't downplay the role of awareness. Awareness is very key. Mrs. Whyte has also emphasized that, and we cannot overemphasize it. Awareness is very key. So youth play a very important role in creating awareness, especially from the immediate environment. Also talking to their parents. I know most of us, our parents are on WhatsApp groups, and they're always sharing some things that artificial intelligence and telling us, hey, be careful, the world is coming to an end.
Forwarded.
So you can play awareness is very key. Then secondly, acquiring the necessary skill it will take for you to be able to, provide beyond just working in an organization, providing that excess knowledge base to ensure that the organization you are working for has that robust cybersecurity policy or cybersecurity posture in place. So awareness is there, acquiring the right skills is also there, then training for cybersecurity. And I quickly want to say this here. Some of the speakers that are going to come for that event, they are actually well loaded in terms of how they build cybersecurity into our curriculum. We have somebody that is coming from Benin University, the person of Judo Zinebe is coming from Benin University. He has been able to work with that university to ensure that they're able to put these emerging technologies into the university curriculum so that they become a full subject and even a department or course people can actually study in the university as a degree certificate.
Wow.
So we're already doing something with Benin City University as well. We're also putting that into their curriculum and also looking at having a cybersecurity department. So that kind of thing that youth can also participate in getting degrees and getting the skills and getting trained in cybersecurity and a whole lot of other. She has mentioned networking. She has also ensured coming up, building entrepreneurial opportunities around this cybersecurity and the careers itself. Being yourself the one that is helping small businesses to ensure that these businesses meet at least the basic cybersecurity requirements, so that at least we minimize the kind of losses that happens within the digital space in the country.
And let me quickly add to what he said. Why this is so important for MSMEs and young people who are aspiring to be entrepreneurs. For the exposure we as engineers of bidding for projects, programs, no one wants to do business with you when you do not demonstrate that you have a standard of operation as regards security index. So when they come for due diligence, so people think when they talk about due diligence, they're coming to check their CAC. It's beyond that. They want to see the software you are using. They want to see how safe your entire system, your entire corporate governance. They want to see how safe they are. So this is so important for MSME, business owners, young people. I mean, this is an opportunity for you to scale up. When there are training opportunity, I always tell everybody, make sure you are available. And after this training, I do not want you to just attend for attendance sake. I want you to, apply the knowledge immediately. Because honestly, knowledge without application is wasted energy and wasted resources. That you are not paying for it doesn't mean that people do not pay.
True.
So the sponsorship, this partnership is not free. You get where I'm coming from now. So I do not want us to take to say, okay, after it's free. Always remember, knowledge is not free. When you acquire this knowledge, I'm very 100% sure that you will see it in your way of your business will stay. You as an individual, you give you more opportunity to be exposed to real life, workspace experience. So that's some of the experiences you're going to be getting when you come to this event. So don't start. Come with your notepad, get ready, clear your mind. Whatever bother you emotionally, put it on one side. Just focus on the event. If I'm in your shoe, I will take time, look at the topics, look at the people who are coming, begin to do research on them. How can these persons be of impact to my journey of life? How can this entire event change my entire story? It's not just for you to attend. Why are you attending? Why should you leave your home or leave your work at that time to attend? So be intentional about this entire journey and be intentional about this program. Save the date.
Yeah, I love it. And I think I remember what I wanted to say earlier. It was when you were talking about follow-up. And I feel like it's one of the reasons if there are no proper follow-up, or rather, we are quick to want to organize events without follow-up. And not following up means that most of the times, those people might actually feel still insufficient, most especially when it deals with things like this. You might feel insufficient or just drop it, maybe many things coming. But when there's proper follow-up, it really helps them to find their foot in that ground. And of course, if maybe at that time they now need mentorship, and I feel like that would make some people to really be like serious. And that's really a brilliant and a very good one. I love it. All right, so on this note, we'll be wrapping up. Hi, lovers of the Innovation Boss podcast. I hope you've been able to get, because as you can tell, it's a lot of value. And I would just like to throw just a simple question to the both of you. So yeah, this is the Innovation Box podcast. What do you think of the Innovation Box podcast as to, bringing into the box, like an innovative summit like this and all of that? What do you have to say to the Innovation Box podcast?
Honestly, brilliant. First to say kudos to the brain behind this, to the team working behind the scene, to the team who dedicated their time, their energy, their talent to ensure this kind of events, activities are out there for people to learn from. I tell people, you may not know how these have reached lives, because this is real investment, and the biggest investment you can give to anyone is investment when you transfer knowledge to people.
Yeah.
When I was coming in, I looked at your banner, I saw the word impact very loud, and this is key. I saw transfer of knowledge, which is so powerful, and this 100% aligned with what we do at Genius Hub. And to also say this, I didn't remember to say, we signed a contract, it's a partnership contract we signed last year to train a lot of people on cybersecurity. So after this event at Genius Hub, we're going to be having cybersecurity training live at Genius Hub. So you're going to be exposed to everything you need to know as regards cybersecurity. Of course, Mr. Simeon and his team are going to be available for this. So this is one area we didn't remember to mention. So it is an ongoing partnership, and we don't intend to close the door. So I want to say, well done. Copper 360,
thank you.
We signed MOU with Copper 360 Florida Foundation some time ago, because we identified the huge impacts that the Copper 360 is using the media to educate, to empower young people. What you've just done now, imagine young people who are not even opportune to even know us, to know what we do. With Copper 360 platform, they get to know. Then the innovation
box.
Then the innovation boss. The innovation boss. So the innovation boss is like the brain boss of the world. So the innovation boss is huge. I see a boss, I see a treasure of different brains put together to solve a common problem and provide a sustainable solution for youth in Africa. Well done, well done to all the coppers in Nigeria, especially Edo State copper, to the coordinator, to the state coordinator. Well done, ma. Even though you're not in the studio, well done. God bless all you do. To Mr. Whyte, well done.
Let me raise the
to him, who is always behind the scene. All he's interested is in his impact. He has never come to ask for money. It's very rare to find Nigerians who are not looking for money, but looking for real impact. So Innovation Boss is a place to be nurtured, is a place to invest in.
Thank you so much. Thank you, man. All right.
So I think of it this way, although she has, Mrs. Whyte has said almost everything I was going to say, but I think of it this way. Because I'm privileged to be in some form of global fora, and sometimes what they always say that Africa is the next frontier, and I always ask, why are they always focused on Africa? And it cannot be far-fetched because of the growing number of young people we have in the continent. Everybody is looking into Africa for the next 2030 because of the growing number of young people we have. You cannot overestimate that when it comes to economic growth, right? So what this innovation box and Copper 360 is doing is disseminating information, empowering the next generation of Africans that will take over from the helm of affairs of things. So you will see now that what you may think now that what you are doing is small, but you will never be able to underestimate the impact. In fact, you'll be able to tell the story properly of this particular impact by 2030. And we'll gather to share the story of how we sat down some time ago in a small box and we were discussing about cybersecurity ideas and all of that. That's when you can now fully tell the impact of what you are doing here today. So I want you to continue the good work. Keep making this positive impact into the life of the next, and I keep on insisting, the next generation of Africans that will take over the helm of affairs. Because the major challenges we are having today is leadership, because people did not equip that generation that took over for proper leadership. So we need to focus on the next generation in giving them the right knowledge, the right skill, and the right ability so that they will be able to take Africa, to the next level. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
And for you and your team behind the scene, I think you guys deserve you may not know what you're doing for yourself. Actually, I met my husband. Both of us were volunteering. That's how we met. So the power of volunteering is huge. I know you're volunteering your time, your talents, Some people may say you are wasting your time. I want to tell you today, you are not wasting your time. You are planting and you're going to harvest. And your harvest is going to be very loud. Just
love
note
that.
it. Today is what? What is today's date?
19.
19th of July, 2025. Go and mark it. Your harvest. And it will not just be loud. Global stage. Global stages will recognize all of you for what you have done or what you are doing already. Don't say well not. Ability token for those of you that I'm saying today. At all.
Thank
You're
you
welcome,
so much, ma'am. On behalf of the Copper 360, we are excited to have you in the studio. And dear young person, you've heard. I hope you've been able to learn something, and thank you so very much. We are looking forward to seeing you on Tuesday, 22nd of July, 2025 for the Edo Cybersecurity Summit. Please be there. And remember, do not come late, come early. All right, bye.
Now watching the Innovation Podcast, brought to you by
Genius Hub.